Welcome back to Leonard Brothers Game. We're going to the third episode on Katamari Forever. I'm David.
I'm John.
I'm Dave, and I'm eating chips.
So we're continuing that level, even though John suggested I could have, because I just had 1 minute remaining. I could have recorded this entire level on one episode, but I wanted to leave it at a cliffhanger. Who knows whether we're going to make it or not?
Oh my!
Oh my! Yeah, I think we already have.
It was really, really important.
Roll up here.
Crunchy. Are you hungry now?
Yeehaw! Look at us picking this up.
The report from
Cider in a can. It was.
Sports drink. Well, I mean, they have like, have you seen the picture of like bottled water in a can?
What?
They have cans and they label them as bottled water. The English version of them, you know, they have all the Japanese or Chinese text or whatever, and the English translation is bottled water. I'm like, no, that's canned water. Yeah. That's not bottled. But I'm sorry.
Did you just absorb a person? You murderer!
Oh yeah, I do get to pick up people on this level. That's pretty good. Okay, there we go. First
You're a policeman!
Oh, pick up the heart, pick up the heart.
That's a federal offense!
Well, I can't pick up the heart. I'm too big. Oh, I couldn't pick up the heart. Like, you can do, like, just good enough and complete the level if, of course, you want to find all the secrets and stuff like that as you go through these.
How many calories are a person?
This game justifies murder.
467,000 calories.
In the name of science.
See snacks.
For science!
17. Oh dear, that's barely anything. My head will explode.
Wait, you didn't get enough calories?
Oh, I got enough, but it wasn't good. It wasn't like great. It wasn't like the previous ones, 100%. It was only like 17%. You know, like barely anything. I just like
High expectations, Dad here.
I mean, I haven't actually played the game in a while myself. I mean, a lot of other groups, you know, like if you practice that level multiple times, like recently,
you know what word to try to find things in. And
yeah. There's strategy to it.
That's an interesting question.
Strategery.
Let's ask
actually,
Google.
the next set of levels I have to go.
I'm sorry.
Oh no.
Google trademark and Google.
You're gonna ask how many.
What?
Okay, Google. How many calories is a human being? No, not a human. B-E-A-N.
Human being?
Son of a.
Okay.
Okay, Google. How many calories are there in a human? How many calories does a human have? Okay, let's see what Yahoo Answers says.
Oh, because they're so reliable, it's Yahoo.
I'm sorry, Yahoo, trademark Yahooing.
See,
you have to say that or they'll ban your video.
Oh, okay.
Let's see, best answer. Humans eat calories, which is creates weight over the years. A pound is 3,500 calories. I don't think that's accurate. I think I've heard higher, but we'll go with that. 3,500 calories.
We'll roll with that.
Yeah, we're rolling with it. Oh boy.
Don't ever tell a joke on my timing.
Sorry. It's your moment.
Go.
Yeah. It's not like my name's in the show. Whatever. Go ahead.
I'm kidding. Okay, so a pound is 3,500 calories. So, if you weighed 150 pounds, you multiply 150 by 3,500, which is 525,000. I don't think that's correct.
Well, is it a pound of what though? I mean, like a pound of bones would be different calories, I think, than a pound of like muscle or a pound of skin.
I'm sure someone on the internet would figure this one out, but I think what they're talking about is calories and energy. Like a pound of something is 3,500 calories in it. Because a calorie, I found this out in college, a calorie is the amount of energy it takes to heat up, I think, 1 cubic inch of water, 1 degree or something like that. So like 1 calorie is the energy amount or something. I'm probably way wrong. But regardless.
That seems legit.
Yeah, regardless. So it's basically saying 3,500 calories is a pound of whatever. I don't think it matters. I see what you're saying.
So anyways, the point of this level, though, is there are 80 items in this
room.
room.
Game.
The game.
Oh, yeah, we're talking about
the game, yeah. So anyways, there are 80 items in this room, and I have to pick them all up at least as quickly as possible. Obviously, the faster I do it, the higher score I'm going to get. But there's a certain, order I have to pick them up in, because obviously some items are bigger than the other, and some items are just outright hidden. And I have to, scour this level to find, 22 items that I have left.
That's behind a window. You can't go through that.
Yeah, well, I was trying to slide around here, and for some reason, it's kind of slow on certain levels, too. So it's like, I'm not rolling as quickly as I'm used to. Of course, it also could be because I'm unbalanced. All these railroad tracks are kind of making it, uneven to roll around on, so it's kind of slowing down the momentum. But of course, you have to pick them up somehow, and it's just kind of
not really a way around it.
And sometimes the camera is not really that
mild chocolate.
It's so mild. One item left somewhere.
White crayon
in this mess.
Oh, it's
probably up top. There's probably one item
broomstick and.
Let's see. Here? Nope. Okay.
Well, it's a broom, right? So it wouldn't be like in the closet or something?
Well, no, it's just
there we go.
Generic items.
Yeah. There's a list of 80 items, and they're sprawled all around. And I have to pick them up as quickly as possible. I think that might be a C. I know I picked it up in under 2 minutes, and I've gotten a really good score. That's almost 4 minutes. More familiar with the level again.
His skin-colored naked suit. Okay, Google. Yes, Google, trademark Google. No, go back.
See, you had to mention the trademark Google and it messed up your search there.
Okay, Google. What is the difference between a calorie and a calorie? There is, in fact, a difference. There's K calories and C calories. You clicked the button and it didn't do anything.
How very helpful. Thanks, yes. Google.
Okay. Because what I heard was that a food calorie, which is, I think, the C calorie, is a lot more powerful than a K calorie. Which is, I think, the one that heats up the water. If I remember my math. From the schools.
The schools and math. Wow. Well, wouldn't it be maths? Because everyone else says maths.
Yeah, maths.
The maths.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you'd probably say that if you're dumb.
And this is an 8-bit version of one of the songs that John really likes because it's a jazzed up. It's actually got a little, it don't mean a thing if it ain't got that swing kind of.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Kind of stuff. So anyways, this is in a casino, and I'm supposed to pick up things and get a certain amount of rich items. So casino chips and caviar and all kinds of rich diamonds and other stuff. And there's also more.
They should go all in the same direction as the balls.
Probably, you think? Anyways, there are more color filters. That's one other thing about this game. Is this kind of a I don't know how to describe it. The style of it, shading, stuff like that. Anyways, there are other styles and stuff like that. That are whatever. It's kind of annoying when you get big enough in a certain level to pick up people and stuff like that, and then the next level you're getting shot back down to pint size. You're just oh, that's disappointing, but whatever. I'll grow again. I shall grow again, and when I do, I shall take all the people down with me.
So I found the end of the calorie debate.
Okay.
I see.
Do you want to hear?
Sure. Why not?
Yes.
Okay.
I didn't know we were debating it, but all right.
A livid, very lively debate. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh my god.
Here we go. A K capital C calorie is 1,000 of the scientific calories, and the scientific calorie, in fact, one of them, is what is needed to raise 1 cubic centimeter of water up 1 degree Celsius, because they're using stupid metric system. So, when you're talking about food calories, and it says it's 100 calories in food calories, that's actually 100,000 scientific calories.
Yeah.
So enough energy to turn up, 1 cubic centimeter of of water 100,000 degrees Celsius. That's impossible. But I mean, that could be probably not on Earth. It probably melted. You weren't listening to everything
I
I
was
said.
listening to what you said. Yeah. I'm sure I love this music. It's just...
Oh, I'm sorry.
20 centimeters, so that a lot of levels, the bigger they get, there are also certain goals. So they have like blocked off with like 20 centimeters, 50 centimeters, whatever. Once you reach that goal, you can go past the barrier and go pick up more stuff in other areas. That's kind of like the goal at this point. Grow bigger and bigger and more complicated. Anyways, the other filter-wise, the game can get... I forget what all the filters are, but there's like classic mode, so you can have like the original PS2 style standard depth graphics, and so of course that mode looks really bad on here, and you don't really want to use it. But if you want to be authentic to the original versions of the game, then you can try that. This level is actually on Beautiful Katamari.
What was Beautiful Katamari?
The 360 version. This level actually came from that version of the game.
There's a 360 version.
Yep. Oh. It was not very good. And it's not released because that was like the company who makes the game, BandaiNamco. Which funny thing, they when Namco, I forget whether it was Namco or Bandai, one of them bought out the other, and decided to just put the names together. But in Japan, it's BandaiNamco, but in America, it's been Namco Bandai. But recently, they decided to say, you know what? In order to keep everything uniform, we're going to change Namco Bandai to BandaiNamco. Because I don't know which team is really in charge of the whole thing. And I don't think it really matters because everything I've been getting, at least soundtrack-wise and other stuff, all says Bandai Namco.
Sounds like
it's just bizarre why they would name it, why they would change the name so often like that.
So now you have to say Namco Bandai Inc. This is licensed to Namco. And it's also licensed to
BandaiNamco and Namco Bandai.
Namco Bandai. Exactly.
Try saying that 5 times fast.
Neither of them sued you guys.
BandaiNamco, Namco Bandai, Namco Bandai.
Please don't sue us.
Well, okay,
here's
a scenario though. Is it possible that like some combination of these words sounded similar to something else in Japanese?
Yeah.
That is a bad word, or not a bad word, but like a gross word or something like that. And there are some products that they don't think about how what it sounds like, so that it might be sort of just a gibberish word, but in that language. It's like...
And run out of time. Boom. Yeah.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And there's some foods that are there. It's like, oh yes, it's delicious. It's this. Try this.
See, in front of this it says Bandai Namco. Because that's what the company is like everywhere else.
Nando Bamco.
But apparently the way they list off on the stock exchange, it's Namco Bandai. They just got to change everything to be uniform to Bandai Namco. Bandicoot
Bandikai. I have no idea.
I don't know. Anyways.
How'd you do on this?
22 points. I just barely reached the goal before the time ran out. So, fortunately, one thing they do, they have another mini game. If you run out of time, like the prince runs across the screen, and the king shoots down lightning bolts at him. It's like punishing his son. You failed me for the last time.
It seems like it's very difficult to get on.
It is. You have to try the level several times and know an exact pattern in order to get used to it, and then.
So you can't just pick up everything. You have to actually.
You have to do it in an order to pick up certain things, in order to pick up bigger things, and there is a pattern. If you figure it out,
there's an efficient path.
There is an efficient path you can take to go to
pick things up. I see.
So basically, with this, you alternate between the Robo King's missions and the Real King's missions. The Real King going through like previous levels. This is the cow and bear. And because I mentioned beforehand, there was a level where you had to avoid all the bears and pick up the biggest one you could. This one you have to avoid cows and bears.
Oh.
You pick up even the tiniest one, even if it has a sign, or if it's just it's just brutal. So you can the bigger you get, the harder it is to see these things. Because those are bear statues right over. If I roll over that, or even those cones, those are cow cones. The game's over. I picked up the one thing, and I made a star. The level's over.
9 minutes.
They give you as much time as you need, pretty much, to be very, very careful and not roll that stuff up.
Well, yeah, because you already start out pretty big here.
Yeah. And it was nice is when in this version, since things like light up, when you pick them up, you know they're safe.
Yeah,
Unless you haven't picked them up
yeah.
before.
Yeah, I see what you're
This version gives you a slight advantage.
Proper girl. That's supposed to be a proper girl?
So to avoid the...
Oh, not the bears!
Not the bear! Not the bees! Not the bees! Not the bees!
What is that? What is that?
Funny thing about that version, but if you're talking about that, you know, that scene was only in the unrated DVD version. It was not in the theatrical release.
Really?
The fact that it was so popular. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Not the bees!
Not the cow, man. Ah.
Guy in a cow outfit.
Mm-hmm. That's all it took. Just he runs into me and then the level's over.
Oh, man.
But obviously you want to get the bigger stuff. Unfortunately, I didn't run into one of those tiny cow signs, so it should be a medium. Anyways, that's, well over time. So until next time, happy gaming.